Box turtle.
Okay.
And so here's the shell.
Okay.
I have just the shell. Just found it. I found it in the woods.
How did Miss Mindy find the shell?
She found it when she was walking in the woods.
Things that blend in with the turtle's complexion.
I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
Right in toe to shoulder. All right, let's try a little experiment. It's definitely somewhere where you can see it. But it's camouflage. So just think about it. If these turtles,
You gotta lick you first.
It's a turtle white.
that's where the frog is.
They said big frog.
Oh, really? You know, we've come through.
Owl.
Owl.
That's an owl.
Did it make a sound? No. They feel different, don't they?
Ones are pretty small.
Otherwise, they can do a backflip.
Can I see?
But they'll all jump out of the hole. You can actually.
The Bible. Then the church. You're not in it.
Let me get a picture of this.
You're close. It looks like one.
When it noise.
What does the chip noise sound like?
Labradors are the dangerous ones.
Runner.
Where did you get that from?
I found it. Don't leave without me. Antlers actually grow every year. They grow.
I can't see my
Eat a couple live animals.
Wait, there's animals inside.
There's the animals inside. You're gonna get to see them too, because that's the room you're eating the screaming inside.
Okay, so anyway, let's say maybe a little
Depending.
Dump it out and do it again. Go ahead, dump it out and do it
in
again.
there, and he cannot. He can't even really pinch you. Very difficult to ride. Well, these are univalves. A muscle. When I do my shell talk, I'll show it to you. It sort of has like a.
Never!
Did they catch some fishies?
Water's gonna push you.
There's a lot of little creatures.
They're nice and friendly.
Yep, the hermit crab is, he eats kind of like little, it is utterly harmless. I'm going to turn him over. Okay. Well, he's reacting with his, all right, there we go.
Horseshoe crabs?
We're from 450 million years ago.
That is
Now, what happened was nature made this really great design,
400.
and it's little claws that grab onto the female. So when they're getting married and making babies, that they can hold on. So you can usually find, and the males, it's really neat. That's how I taught my kids about those things.
Mr. V.
Because they want to bite you or eat you. But his
Fish. Lots.
He's over here.
I think we might see blue crabs.
We may see blue crabs.
Okay. Oh, Mr. V. Right there.
This is honestly the worst thing that
That's
could happen to you,
upside down.
and it just stings.
This doesn't sting so big, you know. It stings.
You gotta touch shells, right?
The main thing with that is, though, if you touch it and you pass it around, just try not to talk, try to pay attention more, okay?
That would be that's where the valve part comes in. And a valve is something that lets. Is this a bivalve or a univalve? Bivalve, because there's two, right? Perceived danger. I've never been able to open a clamshell myself by going like that. Now, I know somebody in the sea world that can, and we'll talk about him later, but I have to get a knife on the show, nice little pet. Well, he's not. What he does is, he's got kind of acidic saliva in there, which actually kills the creature up. They actually regurgitate their stomach, throw up their stomach in a way. Like this. Right onto, I guess he was dead, but this is a piece of sponge. And what the sponge does, instead of the whole drilling through the shell to eat the animal, right, he's vulnerable. And then fish come along that can't open his shell and eat him. not such a pretty world down there. Oh, and here's the other part of just has channels. So when you find a univalve like these, and you look at the top of it, you can see the knobbed well, hundreds of them. I mean, if you think about these being this long, there's so many of them. So Mother Nature gave it protection through multitudes. Unlike, you guys know what's floating around in the ocean like the knobbed whelk's egg sac. So the protection here is, even though there's only one, it has a chance of vibrations. And unlike the clam that just shuts, he has little feelers that come out, and he's kind of filtering the water. And if he feels danger coming, he can close his shell really quick, and what that does is propel him because the drill. Now he's a little tiny guy, which is a bivalve or a univalve?
It's to a ball and then it pops out.
That's kind of it. Looking pearl, but most pieces are just like little round things, and so that's why you get round pearls. But that's where the pearl comes from. They basically glue themselves to things, and they'll glue themselves on top of themselves. When you're at the beach, you'll find multitude slipper snails, so univalves. They're just like the slipper snail, where they make their own glue, and you see them on top of rocks. Keep dropping stuff. You see them on rocks all the time, beach all the time, just like I do, because I use it to stir your fish stew. You could put it on the fire and eat that with a stick. So anytime I'm on the beach and I find, and I look for this, because I absolutely love the quahog shell. What's this a victim of? What's not any long. And so the edges have all been sanded, and sometimes those coal ships. Now coal has a lot of minerals in it. And those minerals would end up, oh, that fire was just so hot, it was unbelievable. It was a forge. It was just like gotten together and formed into a rock sort of thing. And the peanut stone is bog iron, spell it correctly. And it's really shiny, and it's indigenous to the New York area. And there's tons of it. It has all these really weird shapes. I used to think it was like part of, I think I talked to you guys about that on the bus. A little bit of water, and it'll just suck that water up. You put in a little bit of...
What's the state shell?
What's the New Jersey state shell? Integrity of the shell. The shell's integrity is to be nice and hard and create a home and heat rooms out. How about, once again, what is the New Jersey necklace? This is the mermaid necklace.
And the mermaid's what?
Mermaid's necklace.
Purse.
Mile and a half away from the beach. When it was first built, Juno like that used to be like this. Okay? But when the sand comes up, it accumulates like a hook. So it didn't happen, right? Sandy Hook Lighthouse is the oldest and had a lot of brothers and sisters, so you didn't have to do it all the time, right? You do? Good. You would have been fine then. You would have been fine. So, how tall you think that is? It's 103 feet tall. Okay.
What do you mean, city? There was no city. Over a tilt, it would not be in very good shape. But aerodynamics, which are the things, lighthouse, they'll be able to bring all their military.
That one's still caught in.
Oh, can I? And then this one, here, grab that. This one is called, this is called a hook. That's not a crab. What about this? This is called a hermit.
What? Coming back.
One line on your right. One line on your right. Let's go. Let's go.
We have another one called Carly, okay? So, okay, good. Cheese. We actually made cottage cheese here before. We make.
You need to be quiet so you can listen.
Guys, move out of the way and let everyone else.
You can come in. There's enough room.
Is there flowers here?
You can have it. We have, well, we have soul days like an open pit, and that was used to.
What do you think is over here? What's going on here? What are they doing?
But that's not onion.
Here. this is an onion. This is what they're growing. This is how it works. You would take this, you go, no, she used to come and read her books and write whatever she Okay, so now voices are off, we're listening.
First of all, how many do you see hanging?
5 or just
Well,
one
if we
more?
can get, we got another group coming in?
Oh, I'm all boys. No, he's actually videoing, but did you go last time? Is that done? Yeah. Okay. Everyone know what to do? On this side. Come on
Join us over here. And I know you're this young man. Let's see, is this the new
It was red hot. So it was not comfortable. It was great in winter. But no electricity, no water. All the water came out of first. Couple of volunteers?
2 volunteers. Everyone sit down.
That means you don't want to put your hands in it, nor do you want to drink. All right, nice line behind me, please. So that's why it's dirty and we don't want you to touch it. Just imagine every time you wanted a drink.
Okay, Justin.
The lower barn is where we keep the animals because it's built into a hillside, and that helps insulate it, keep it a little cooler in the summertime and warmer. These are the animals that pull our wagons, they pull our plows, they do all the heavy lifting on the rig. He'll come flying in, they take turns. On May 5th,
They stink.
oh, it can get pretty strong.
Let the milk sit at room temperature until it got a little sour. Have you ever smelled sour milk? When milk's just turning sour, that's when it stacks of dishes. They had to help boil. They keep rinsing it off. They put salt on it, and then they would stamp it. And this is a little picture of a cow. This was the foster family. Good job. Okay, next. Towards you. 5. Try to squish together on the floor.
They might have real ghosts too.